Hello and welcome to the channel. Today, I want to make the case for why I think taking a break from your dream game or whatever big project you're working on could actually be a blessing in disguise. When I started my channel, I had this idea for a first-person shooter game where you'd actually have to do like free, real-life, simple workouts and put the reps of those workouts into the game, and then it would alter your character's speed, strength, and combat. I thought that would be a pretty simple idea to make using GDevelop, which is one of those no-code game engines. You don't really have to type anything. It's one of those engines where there's like blocks of code that you put into the script, kind of like Scratch, if you know what I'm talking about. But I ended up biting off more than I could chew. Ran into multiple bugging issues. There were limitations on what the engine could do. I didn't really have like a well thought out plan. So I ended up taking, I didn't scrap the project. I just took a break from it and worked on some like smaller projects. The first project I actually published was for a game jam that was hosted by none other than Jacksepticeye. And then I joined another game jam where you had to make a horror game using only AI generated assets. And then I decided to do some of my own personal projects, which was basically making free Pong games, and then making another one. Only this one you had to like control these snowmen and shoot enemies, so you had to play Pong and Vampire Survivors at the same time. I thought that would be a pretty cool idea. And now I'm making a platformer that's about traveling between the real world and a world full of AI slop. I think one major benefit from taking a break from whatever big project you're working on and doing smaller projects is you can look at mistakes that you've made in smaller projects and then try to correct those mistakes in future projects you're working on and maybe even your dream project. Like, for example, with the platformer I'm currently working on, I almost made a mistake of trying to plan a level design before even like planning my game systems, the gameplay, or even like the art. And I actually have a video on that on my channel. But anyways, I actually made a mistake with my first-person shooter. You know, I was just trying to like figure out all the coding, level design before even having like a somewhat finalized idea in my head on what the gameplay would be like, what kind of enemies there would be, you know, things like that. Uh, Another benefit is, you know, depending on what engine you're using, assuming that you are using an engine, not one that you made yourself, is sometimes there are certain limitations on what you do on the engine at the time you're working on it. Like, for example, when I was working on my SPS game months ago, I could only like look at my level from a top-down view. I couldn't like look at it from like different angles, kind of like how you can with like Unreal or Unity. But now, ever since I took a break from it, they had it so that way you actually can look at your levels from various angles, which is really, really handy. I think another cool thing you can do when working on small projects is trying to challenge yourself to do something you've never done before. Like, for example, after that AI game jam, I decided to make like Pong games, but the free Pong games that I made are basically just the same, just with a different coat of paint. So instead, I wanted to make another Pong game, but I didn't want to just do like another generic Pong game. I wanted to add something new, something different to it. And I heard about this game, Vampire Survivors, where you go around in this like 2D stage and just shoot enemies. So I said, hey, what if you did that and had to play Pong at the same time? That'd actually be kind of challenging. And that's what I did. So I looked up tutorials on how to like add like 2D enemies, how to make a controllable character, uh, trying to figure out how to get it so you can like control the ping pong paddles and the characters at the same time. It was a it was a fun and challenging exercise. Uh, in the end, though, I don't think you should be ashamed of like taking a break from whatever big project you're working on, especially if it's overwhelming for you. I think we beginner game designers, we have like this idea of like I'm gonna make this really really big game. It's gonna be this big, impressive, immersive game. It's gonna have this, it's gonna have that, it's gonna have all these weapons, things like that. And it ends up being a bit more than we can chew. And I'm not saying that a dream isn't possible, but I think realistically, it's better to start small and then work your way up to that point. So that way, when you eventually learn new skills and stuff, you can actually start to work on that dream game. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about for this video. If you find this video helpful or encouraging anyway, please like and subscribe. If you have any thoughts on this kind of topic, don't hesitate to leave those in the comments down below. And I will see you in the next level.